Welcome back to What You Will Learn. My name is Adam Ashton.
G'day. My name is Adam Jones. Today we are reviewing Mate, Become the Man Women Want by Tucker Max and Geoffrey Miller.
Mate, this... There's going to be a lot of times where we say mate, where we're talking about either each other or the book.
Yeah, it's a book
But
title.
this is... apologies to female listeners. This is probably a bloke's book, yeah?
Yeah, it's
Become the Man Women Want. That's for blokes.
pretty much. There's no step towing around it, is it?
Yeah. It's sort of like... Well, the game... We did the game, and that was just all about manipulating and being the sly and using tricks against people to get them to bed. But this is about being a good bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the good blokes version of the game.
Yeah, I reckon it's much better and much more realistic.
Is there a girls' version? If anyone wants to recommend, we'll do a girls' version
Yeah.
of Picking Up Blokes. I don't think there is one.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, if it's out there, we'll do it. So,
Mate, we'll see how we go. We just had a burger, which was... The stack was beef, bacon, chicken, beef, bacon, chicken. It was intense.
yeah, it's too much.
It was too much.
Yeah, mate, way too much. But so we'll see how we'll get into it.
So there's 5 steps, basically. And we'll go through the 5 steps. And, well, first of all, the intro.
Yeah, the intro. So there's 5 principles of mating success. 1, you need to make decisions with science. And this is what the book is all about. It's how our ancestors evolved to in terms of picking up and making reproductive success.
Yep.
Number 2 is develop attractive traits. 3, display attractive proofs. 4, go where the women are. And 5, take action.
Nice. And he starts off the book at the very start. You have no fucking idea what you're doing. Not when it comes to sex and dating and women, anyway. He said, look, it's probably not your fault. He says, if someone's bought this book for you, it's probably a not so subtle hint that you need to get your shit together.
Yep.
But yeah.
So you've been fed a bunch of bullshit from your culture. So
Yeah.
like sex in our whole mainstream industry, it's all, I don't know, it's all very stigmatized and it's all very wrong how you're taught to approach women and try and pick up the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Just off the top of the head, man, I think one of the biggest things, and this is huge at the start of the book, is that we think women think how we think about sex, which is definitely not the case.
Very not. Definitely.
So we think women's want to have sex or meet partners, whether it be short term, medium term, and long term, for the same reasons we do, but it's
very different. Yeah.
very different.
So, should we get into the steps?
Yeah.
Step 1, get your head straight. And he starts off by saying, build self-confidence. That's the very first chapter.
Yep. So confidence is the realistic expectation you have of being successful at something. Given A, you're competent at it, and B, I don't know anything in my notes. What was B?
Wait, why did you just have B and then a blank?
Wait,
B is a...
What's B?
Mate, B is a risk involved with doing it.
I forgot to write it up.
So A is your competence and B is your risk involved in doing it. Yeah. And so obviously if you're better at it, you're going to be more confident. And if there's lesser risks, you're going to be more confident. And obviously if you're less good at it and there's higher risks, then you're going to be less confident.
Yeah.
He says that confidence, he says you know it when you see it, but you can't really define it. And it's sort of just something that I guess you just know it or you don't, yeah?
So women can tell pretty much if you've had no sex in the last year. Women can see, here's what he says, women can see your late night Google search history in your eyes.
Mate,
so it's so true.
You've been watching.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's so true. So if you haven't had any action for a long time and you go to a bar, everyone can just smell it on you from just miles away that you're desperate for something.
Yeah. Mate, and he talks about the Matthew effect, which is from the Bible, I think. The quote that success begets success and failure begets failure, or something along those lines, and saying that if you're successful, and as you say, if you've got women in the past, you've got higher confidence, which makes you more successful. Whereas if you've had a recent failure, then you're going to be less confident, so you'll have another failure. So it's sort of like a positive feedback loop. Success is a positive feedback loop in that every time you're successful, you get more successful the next time.
So yeah, confidence is obviously huge. It's so true, man. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
When you're in a drought, you're in a drought. You're done. It's hard. Things are tough.
Yeah, correct. He actually brings up the growth mindset in this as well.
Yeah, it's cool.
Which obviously we did back the book Mindset, probably back in February or something, saying that it's a skill. You can learn, you can grow, you can develop, you can practice, and you can win. You can improve your abilities by dedication and hard work. And failures and setbacks are just an opportunity for learning and growth.
Yeah. Bang on. Chapter 2, man, this is probably my favourite. Understand what it's like to be a woman.
Yeah.
So a bit of 7 habits here. Seek first, understand, then be understood, I think.
Yeah, I like that.
So when a man interacts with a woman, his greatest fear is sexual rejection and humiliation. This causes him to spend time on defensive strategies to protect against rejection. Whereas women are afraid of being physically harmed or sexually assaulted when they go out. So mating success requires cross-sex insight into what she's feeling.
Yeah, and that's it, because women, I guess, because they're physically weaker, and the blokes, they say that the average guy could sexually dominate the average girl. So they're always on the defensive against creeps.
Yeah.
So
one way Tucker tries to get into the reader's mind, he says, which is pretty funny, I thought, pretend you are a young, inexperienced gay man. You're single, it's Friday night after a long week, and you decided to go out and have fun, so you go to a gay bar. You walk in and encounter a sea of men, NBA stars and NFL linebackers, and as sexually aggressive as a felon on his first night out of jail. They are bigger, stronger, faster, and hornier than you. Their heads all swivel towards you, and their eyes look at you like sexual terminators. There is strength in numbers, so you and your friends gather together in the corner of the bar. So he's just saying, trying to put you in the mind of how a woman's eyes work. Because it's true, if you're a hot girl walking into a bar, every dude is like swiveling their head at you like a big sexual terminator, pretty much.
Definitely, mate. I'm glad I'm not in that situation.
Yeah.
And they say that the average guy finds at least 70% of the girls that they see sexually attractive. So 70% of the girls that blokes see, they want to have sex with, whereas the average woman finds most guys either neutral or repulsive, invisible, disgusting. So they say that women are much choosier about who they have sex with. Again, coming back to the safety stuff we talked about earlier. But they say that men are more choosy about commitment. The other thing is that the women to women, they get caught up in, I guess, they talk about slut shaming, and girls are a bit more vicious towards each other, that if one girl, gets around the blokes, the women sort of take it out on them for being a slut. Yeah,
that's right. So, at the moment in this chapter, we're trying to get in their heads a little bit. So she's really worried about slut shaming. So if people are going to find out, a friend from work or a friend from school or whatever about what she's done. So you're best off not trying to get her away from your friends. You're best off getting her number so she can reach you later in private.
Yeah.
She's also worried about pregnancy, abandonment, STDs, and she has sexual fantasies just like you, but she cops a lot of shit for hers, basically.
Yeah. They say that sort of for blokes, an STD is a minor inconvenience for a couple of weeks, whereas for women it can lead to permanent infertility. Yeah. And the same as pregnancy. For blokes, it doesn't matter, but women, that's, it could be life-changing, career-altering sort of stuff.
Yep. So one good thing you can do is to subjectify them, understand her and acknowledge her for subjective traits of hers.
Yeah.
And the worst thing you can do, and this is where it's very different to the game, is do not think of her as like an 8 or 9. Like, she's a human being.
Yeah.
She has like positive traits that you got to focus on. And if you think of her as just a number, you're reducing her to like be a little cash dispenser pretty much.
Yeah, so subjectify, not objectify.
Correct.
Yeah. When you first said subjectify, I was a bit slow to react. I was like, hang on, that doesn't sound right. But no, you're on the ball there. Yeah.
Bang on.
Yeah, bang on, mate.
Chapter 3, clarify your mating goals. So you got to figure out, what do you want? So do you want short-term relationships, which are fun, spicy, there's no sacrifice, but they're less fulfilling, there's stranger danger, and there's reputation damage?
Obviously, then you've got your medium term, which you've got a lower cost of acquisition in that, if you're, seeing someone, quote unquote, seeing someone, then you can probably have sex more easily, more often. And, you know each other, so like the STD stuff. But on the negative side, it can get repetitive. Again, it's less fulfilling. It's better than short term, but not as good as long term. And then you get the emotional complications if one partner wants more commitment than the other.
Yeah. And then long term, it's good, emotionally satisfying. There's great sex, but the bad, there's emotional risk, and things might end up Groundhog Day, amongst other things.
Yeah, nice. So there's 2 lies about women dating sex. So he said lie 1 is that all women pretend to be more comfortable with short-term mating than they really are. And they say that the lie is that they try to say to a guy, oh, I just want to hook up, I just want sex, and try to trick him into a long-term relationship. So that's a lie. And the other lie is that men pretend to want a long-term relationship just to trick a woman into sex. Does that make sense? So he said they're both lies.
Yeah.
Men aren't just sex hungry, and women aren't just commitment hungry.
Yeah. Definitely true. Step 2 now. So we've spent a lot on step 1. That's the one we probably got the most out of.
Yeah.
Step 2 is develop attractive traits. And again, this is very different to, say, the pickup artist type of books. This is where it just comes a bit more into developing yourself to become more attractive to women.
Which is saying be a good bloke, and women will be interested. Get fit, get healthy, get smart, get intelligent, get a positive mental frame, and women are going to be attracted to you, which is a good way to look at it, rather than just fucking,
trying to manipulate
stuff.
Yeah, it's not good. So it says women's favourite words, which, is a lot big on Hollywood, is I love you or I am sorry. They're not that.
Yeah, they're not that.
They are, don't worry, honey, I've got this.
Yeah, that's it. They want a man who's got fucking control.
Yeah,
they want an effective man with control and efficacy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They don't want a new age.
A new age wimp, as David Data would say, from this way of the superior man.
So as you mentioned, man, so there's 2 things they want. Ability for you to be effective at life, and 2, willingness to use those effective traits to do effective things and supply females the benefits for reproductive success.
Yeah, that's it.
And the domains are health, family, friends, work, play, money, things like that.
Yeah, spot on. And with women, so one of the authors, we probably didn't say, Jeff Miller, is big on the evolutionary psychology. So he's saying that because women generally, they often will become, say, mate with one person, can become pregnant with one person, whereas men aren't as restricted. They're saying that for women, the potential losses far outweigh the potential gains, in that picking the wrong bloke is a much more bad side effect, negative effect than missing the right bloke. Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah.
So women are much more choosy. That's why they want the guy who's willing and able and effective.
That's it. Chapter 5, mate.
Chapter 5
is get in shape. So he says here, do you have any more on that chapter?
Oh, sorry, mate. I was half thinking. The other thing they just said is plug your gaps rather than just polishing your medals. So, if you're a fucking big bloke who goes to the gym 7 times a week, but you've got a shit job and you don't make any money, that's probably a negative in terms of providing for women. So they said women want good genes, a good partner, and a good dad. So don't just polish your medals. Try and plug those gaps if you've got any.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
That's it.
Next one.
Excuse me. Chapter 5, get in shape. So who's he got? Who do you have 4 images of? But anyway,
the 4 Jameses. Kevin James, who's the comedian and on things like King of Queens and
kind of chubby.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah.
And then he's got Rick James, who's this sexy black dude.
Yeah.
And then he's got Jesse James, who is a bit
pretty
fitter.
fit.
Yeah. And then you got LeBron James.
It's just...
And so he's saying that, most average blokes probably think women want LeBron James, but LeBron James is fucking scary to most women. Just this 6'6", massive black guy, probably a bit too much. And at the same time, Kevin James, probably a bit on the larger side, not too attractive.
So you want to be a mix of Rick James and Jesse James.
You want to be in the middle somewhere.
But I reckon there'd be a fair few birds out there who love LeBron James just for one night.
For one.
Mate, I'm sure if they saw Rick James or LeBron,
you'd pick LeBron.
You go LeBron.
Mate, I'll be scared of LeBron, I reckon.
Yeah,
he'd dominate me.
Yeah, you do. Anyway. And chapter 6 is get happy.
Sorry, mate. I'll pull you back a sec. So,
please.
So in terms of... so chapter 5 was getting in shape. And there's sort of basically 3 things. One is sleep better. And he's saying that with better sleep, then you're not going to, snack on shitty foods, and you're not going to be too tired to work out or anything. So number 1 is sleep better. Number 2 is eat better. And number 3 is exercise smarter. So in terms of eat better, he says just cut out sugar, cut out grains. and you can eat pretty much anything else.
He's obviously huge on the paleo diet.
Very paleo. So as long as you're not eating sugar and not eating grains, he reckons you're good to go. And then exercise smarter. He says be strong rather than being aerobically fit. So he says women like strong dudes, big heart erections and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
His words. His words, not it.
They don't like the big Kenyan marathon runner.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But most importantly is just whatever you got is show it off with your posture, body language, physical contact and activities you do. Just show off your strength, fitness, sort of stuff. Yeah.
He mentions a lot of CrossFit in the book as well.
Yeah, he loves CrossFit, doesn't he? He loves paleo and he loves CrossFit. Yeah, sorry mate, get happy.
Get happy. So that's chapter 6. So 1, get sleep again.
Yep.
2, eat better, so nutrition.
Yep.
3, exercise more.
It gets a bit repetitive, doesn't it?
Yep. 4, more sunshine.
Yep.
5, do spontaneous things. 6, do mindfulness meditation. So women, they want to be around happy people, not negative people.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
So be playful, be open, be resilient, and adaptable. So he says things like if you're going grocery shopping with her and, something that's normally quite boring or mundane thing, do something playful, like throw a can of tuna at her or something in a playful way, so she can catch it. Don't throw it too hard.
Oh, fuck.
You didn't say that, I think.
That's yours. Chapter 7, smarten up. So he listed, they did it, I guess, through surveys, the top 8 most attractive qualities of blokes. And they said intelligence, humour, which is a form of intelligence, honesty, kindness, physical attractiveness, moral values, communication, which is another form of intelligence, and dependability. So 3 of the top 8 are all based on intelligence. And so there's social intelligence, emotional intelligence, verbal, practical, mating intelligence, and academic intelligence. And women like smart dudes.
So in that study, intelligence was number 1. So one actionable thing you can take from this is, like, what's your story? So work on your own story. Have a funny, engaging, short narrative about who you are, where you're from, and, where you're going in life. Yeah,
if someone, a girl in a bar says, who are you, what's your story, have a good 2 or 3 sentences.
It's inevitable. That question's coming. It's inevitable. So you might as well take a bit of time to hone it in, that story.
Mate, and so improving your intelligence, sleep, nutrition is what he says, but learn new things, read books. Listen to podcasts.
Yeah, what you'll learn.
Yeah.
Chapter 8.
Fucking get your shit together.
Get your life together. So the willpower trait is very important. Your perseverance to pursue long-term goals. So
just, being fit, being smart, having money, showing that you're willing to put in that effort, determination, perseverance to get what you want.
Yeah. And displaying your willpower. So general cleanliness is important, like your apartment and your furniture. And that's something I've failed at big time, pretty much.
Don't smell, have showers. And so chapter 9 was the tender defender. So women don't want fucking pussies. No. So they want someone who's a defender who can protect them. And at the same time, they don't want, psycho blokes just raging steroids and stuff. So they want someone tender. Yep. So you need to be a good mix of tender and defender. A mix of power and assertiveness. To protect people, but at the same time, genuine kindness and towards others.
Yep. So assertiveness is huge for girls. So a few actionable things he says here: learn to take care of animals, take care of young children, or mentor young people. So that's appealing to their evolutionary kind of things they find attractive. But in terms of this thing being the tender defender, and I'm going off the top of my head a little bit again, which is a bit dangerous. He says, so if you're on a date with a bird and the waiter comes up and he spills a coffee on the girl, if you're aggressive, you might punch the waiter.
Which is not good.
But if you're a wimpy pussy, then you're just going to say, it's fine, don't worry, and then she's going to be like, it's coffee. But if you're a tender defender, you're going to find a solution where you're protecting her dignity and you're not destroying or being an arsehole to the guy, but you're finding a solution where
everyone's happy. Yeah.
Everyone's happy.
You're not a pussy, but you're not a cunt.
Yeah, so you might get her a free cocktail and everything cleaned up for her, and the guy apologises, and then everyone's happy and moves on. Yeah,
that's good, mate. That's good.
But no tuna throwing.
Step 3,
display attractive proofs.
And so the big part of this is all about show, don't tell. So don't walk up to a chick and say, I'm so smart, I got a 98.45 ATAR.
Mate, that's what you got, isn't it?
but they're saying don't go up and they'd rather you subtly show things throughout the night. Don't walk up and say, I go to the gym 10 times a week or anything like that.
You're better off walking up with a fantastic posture and nice, not loose clothing, but tightish clothing.
Yeah.
And well groomed and a nice smell.
Yeah, mate, you're turning me on. It's just you have to show, don't just tell people how good you are. You have to just naturally be good, if that makes sense.
That's it. Chapter 11 is power of popularity and prestige. So women judge your fuckability by your social network, and that's his words.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yes, his words. So women evolved. Right. Didn't evolve to be gold diggers. They evolved to be status diggers. It is prestigious men, not dominant men, who achieve higher reproductive success in tribal societies.
Yeah, nice. And I guess a big part of that is if you've got a lot of friends and a lot of people who like you and respect you, it's because you're adding value to other people's lives. So that means you're good in a lot of aspects, I'd say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chapter 12, how rich do you need to be?
Not too rich.
Yeah, not too rich.
Rich enough.
So women would rather be with the guy who built a $7.5 million company by himself rather than the person who won $75 million on Tassaloto or Powerball.
And they were a checkout chick before that. Yeah. So it's not completely about the money. It's probably more about how you get it. And as long as you've got enough to look after the family. Yeah.
It's how effective you are and come to things like that.
Aesthetic proof. He says, what do you say? Don't wear runners, don't wear Vans, which I wear Vans, so I'll have to throw those out.
Yeah, aesthetic proof doesn't make you a pussy, it drowns you in it.
Is that what I missed that one? Oh, mate, there it is, yeah. Yeah, nice. So some of the things to display your aesthetics is learn to dance, which means you can control and move your body. Learn to make music. So he says that musicians attract women and get them flowing. Learn to make stuff, so build shit with your hands. Learn to draw. Learn to be a good storyteller. But then at the same time, be good with your grooming. Don't look too scruffy and don't look too smelly. And
yeah. Keep your feet clean.
You said, mate, the two things you said about clothing: don't wear square-toed leather shoes, which I've got, and don't wear Vans, which they're my two shoes.
You're done. At least you got a lot of room to improve there, mate.
Yeah, correct.
Chapter 14, which is pretty cool. Show her how you feel. So he's got two types of things, which is broadcasting versus narrowcasting. So broadcasting is when you're at a bar and there's 15 birds there, and you're paying attention to 15 different girls, and you're just you're going from girl to girl. Compared to narrowcasting, you're focusing your attention on the one girl and you're showing some romantic proof, and you're willing to take the time, energy and effort to really focus and prioritise and understand this girl, which is good.
Yeah, I love it. So some ways to display your romantic proof: make good eye contact, have good conversation, talk respectfully about other women. So don't use negative descriptions or words about other women. Focus on her unique qualities, tell the truth, be good at foreplay. Yeah.
And go public. So go public with your relationships and with your dating to show that you're caring for this girl.
Not too soon though.
But this is where Tucker can be a bit of a douche in the book. It says, just ask the girls Tucker fucked in law school and then hustled out the door under the cover of darkness before roommates could see.
Mate, there's another one coming up soon. I reckon we'll be able to make mention of Tucker.
He
must have got some pussy.
Well, he's the writer. Yeah. And he's talking about himself in third person about all the girls. He's fucking...
Oh, should we get him on?
Yeah, we'll get him on.
Chapter 15. Step 4, go where the women are. Yep. So chapter 15, he talks about finding the right mating market. So finding places where the number of females in your sort of target age range outweigh the number of males.
Yep.
So,
basic market dynamics. You don't want to be you're not going to be picking up some good birds if you go to a cockfest.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
You want to be where there's minimum boys and maximum girls.
Yeah, and he even listed a few specific cities and colleges and stuff to go to where the where chicks outweigh blokes.
Yeah, that's a big move. That's a desperate big move to uproot your whole life to find the right mating market.
So he says, think about the country, think about the city, you think about where you go to school, think about the jobs you get as well.
Yeah.
So
it's a big
extreme.
move.
If you're
It's
desperate,
extreme. That's really
reach up to
desperate.
15.
If you're really struggling.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Mate, I'm going to move on to step 5 now.
Yeah.
Step 5, take action. So talking to women is chapter 18. So ask questions and then listen empathetically. And when you're speaking to her, engage and respond to the feedback. And don't get too excited to her. Like, just,
Don't overdo it, yeah. Be a good host, make them feel comfortable. Show some sort of commonalities, but don't overdo it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
Chapter 19, mate. Do you have much on dating?
No.
Chapter 20 is having sex.
Yeah, I had a lot here.
I had a bit on the penis side stuff.
Yeah, that's where I was let down here. Mate, I've lost it, but we have to bring it up. There was one bit how Tucker was like, if you think about the dozens of girls you've had sex with, or if you're in Tucker's shoes, hundreds of girls.
Mate, he's talking about himself.
Oh, good on him.
So mutual attraction is the best thing to increase sexual satisfaction.
He says that there's no secret. He's not going to give us any secret moves, which I was hoping for. But he says sex is a means to an end, not the end itself. So it's not all about just penetration, ejaculation, then relaxation. It's about, you shouldn't just be aiming just for sex. Because if you're aiming just for sex, you're not going to get it. Girls can sniff that shit out as well.
So a big takeaway from the chapter is penis size matters.
Mate, sorry, we'll start with testicle size.
Testicle size.
Yeah, he talks about testicle size and saying that if you've got small balls, you've got less good sperm, but you're also more likely to be a good dad. And then on the other end, you've got big balls, you've got lots of sperm, ready to make kids, but you're going to be a shit dad. So, and then, sorry, mate, and sexual escalation.
Is that based on science?
I don't know. Yeah. And sexual escalation. This is basically in the game, they talked about Keno and like escalating the touching, but he says, so basically here's the escalation. You go talking, gazing into each other's eyes, hand holding, hair touching, kissing, holding, petting, genital stroking, intercourse. So there's the ladder of escalation there. Mate, let's talk about penis size. And
so penis size matters. So if you're listening and if you've got a small dick.
Or if you're speaking and you've got a small dick.
Then you're fucked. Yeah, no.
No, they didn't say that, did they?
No, they didn't. But it matters to a degree. But the average is 5 inches.
Yeah.
Which is, what's that in centimetres?
12 and a half.
12 and a half. So you really 12 and a half.
Mate, and I love it. He said here that you got to measure from the top side, not the bottom side.
That's on the stiff, isn't it?
He said, on the stiff, yeah. He said don't start at the base of the ball sack. He said don't try and fudge your measurements.
Yeah.
But he says that, I guess, for most blokes, they underestimate their own size and overestimate the average size. Basically because we watch too much porn and we're seeing the fucking monsters and thinking that's normal. Yeah. You reckon it's not?
Yeah, the big 3 black guys who are walking in after the big gym workout. The girls. So, just on that, 20% have bigger dicks than 6 inches.
Yeah.
3% have it longer than 8 inches. And 1 in 5,000 have the big fucking...
No, sorry, mate. I got to pull you up. Sorry, 1 in 10,000 have 10 inches and only 5,000 in the world. Not 1 in 5,000.
What? Really?
Yeah. 5,000 men in the world have a genuine 12-inch erection.
Really?
So that's if you go back to your school days and you've got your 30-centimetre ruler, that's your fucking...
Yeah, and that was a lot of people's nicknames at uni.
We had a bloke called Mousy. I don't know how he got it, but he just got the fucking... Apparently he had a real big...
Oh,
yeah.
So it was like an ironic one. Yeah. Got you.
Mate, so the next bit was masturbation. I was surprised. He said half of your orgasms come from masturbation. Mate, that's lowballing. I reckon I'm 4 to 1 at least.
Mate, you got a girlfriend. What about
Mate, I
those?
can't imagine half. It can't be half.
It's a lot. Yeah, that's not
Much more masturbation than
correct.
sexual.
And he said it's not shameful to masturbate. Pretty much
Yeah.
everyone does it, including the people who say they don't. So
Yeah. And including iguanas, chimps, kangaroos.
everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
Every-
I saw there's a fucking video on Facebook of a kangaroo rubbing one out. I don't know how they got on there. But,
It's weird shit. It's a weird kangaroo.
yeah.
No, it's a real kangaroo. But yeah, cool. Chapter 21. Create your mating plan and go forth. Did you have any more on sex?
No. That's good, mate.
So yeah, I'll just fly through this. 1, clarify your goal. 2, highlight your traits. 3, find your right mating market. 4, start small, get wins and build on them. 5, focus on fun. This is what we haven't really touched on yet in the potty, and it's a pretty big theme. Is like when you go out, focus on fun. Fun should be the goal of the night, and then that's actually what's attractive to girls.
Yeah, correct. If you go out just to get pussy, you're not going to get it. But if you go out to have fun, then you get pussy.
And this is exactly where this book is 100 times, in my opinion, better than the game.
Yeah, correct.
Because the game, using that information, you're going out to pick up. Yeah. And they can smell it on you.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. You just got to go out and enjoy. Enjoy yourself, and everyone's a winner.
And step 6, try, learn, repeat.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Anything else, mate?
Yeah, that's it.
Or should we sing the fucking mate song?
Pause it.
What? Oh, yeah!
Making love tonight, baby. We're gonna make a
Mate! Become the man women want.
I'm expected to you, baby. Gonna
Geoffrey Miller.
Gonna unbutton your dress tonight, baby.
Become an effective man and mate.
Get in the shake, get happy, baby, going on.
What is confidence? Part A is competence, and Part B.
Who gives a fuck about Part B? Gonna get the can of tuna, pour it all over you. Lick it up through your thighs and to your eyes, and make love through the night.
Get a big penis.
If it's only 12 inches, then you're in the top 5,000 of the world.
Oh yeah!
That's a really big dick. Really big dick.
LeBron James.
LeBron's gonna break you open tonight. He's gonna break you open. Oh, sweet.